Hello and welcome to this video on Big Time. I'm going to be talking to you today about waypoints, and I'm also going to show you around the map so you can learn where all of the locations are. So as you come out of the training, you're going to be here, which is the pier in Watertown. This is Time's End, and if I press M to open up the map, I can press the plus key on the number pad to be able to zoom in and zoom out. I'm going to keep this zoomed out so we can use it as a reference point as we move. Now before I head towards the end of the pier up towards Watertown, we're going to look to the right hand side and you're going to see this object, which is a waypoint. Now the first time you head over to this, you will need to interact with it. You can do that by pressing E, and when you do that it will bring up a menu. This menu allows you to select a destination, but you can only select the destinations that you've already visited. There's Whispers in the Forest, Watertown, Wastelands, Watertown Pier, which is where we currently are. There's No Man's Land, Icy Wastes, the Ice Castle, and Astrolab. Now one thing to note with this, if I wanted to travel to the Ice Castle at level 25, it would cost me 2,000 gold. One thing I can do is change my pocket watch to a level 1. I always recommend having a level 1 pocket watch for this reason, because now if I travel to the Ice Castle, it's only going to cost me 180 gold. So a much more convenient, cost-effective way to travel. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to change back to my Time Warrior because I can get around the map much quicker as a result of that. Now you need to bear in mind there's a bug in the game at the moment when you change pocket watches, and I've taken damage for no reason whatsoever. Also I've used a potion just to be able to restore my health there. Okay, now the servers are laggy. This is early access. They do state that when you start playing the game, so if it rubber bands or we get disconnected, I'll simply pause the video and we'll continue, because I've already tried to record this 5 times and it keeps crashing. It is what it is. It's early access. We accept that. We know that. And I want to get this video out there so that by the time you start playing this game and the servers are more stable, it'll be a much more enjoyable experience for you. Okay, so heading away from the pier now and coming up this path, we're heading towards Watertown. This is the main area in the game. If you haven't seen it before, this building in front of us has all vendroids around it where you can buy and sell things. So you can use that. Also, if I turn around here, you'll see there is a daily bounties and a weekly bounties board. Okay, so bringing the map back up, we'll see there is a flag, an orange flag, heading south. So we're going to head to the south here, and this is the next waypoint. This is Watertown. Okay, so now coming back to the main town area, heading north, we'll see a path that we can pick up. And this path will allow us to move up towards the forest. Here we go. Okay, so turning around behind us, we can see the pier is directly behind us. Watertown is just here. And now we're going to head up this path. Now we can do one of two things. We can go left or right at this point. I'm going to go left here, away from the path, around the back of Watertown. And you'll see here, these are 4 vendroids that give you starter gear. So if you want to come and try a different class, you can do that just here. And that will give you a full set of gear and a pocket watch for that class. Also, there is a skill and a stat point reset that you can use here. And we're going to continue through the Red Forest. Now in the Red Forest, the gates typically range from level 1 to level 22. Back in Watertown, the dungeons are typically level 1 to 9. So as you can see, as you start to progress through the levels, you'll start to find these dungeons, these gates, that will be a little bit higher. This one, level 3 to 8 as an example. Right, we're going to continue to head in a westerly direction at the moment. I'm going to use another speed potion to go quicker, and I'm going to boost as well. When boosting with a ninja leap, if you're sprinting, you can press the jump button, and if you time it correctly, you actually get a very nice boost as a result of that to go much quicker. As we're heading now out of the Red Forest, you'll see the land has now changed to a more barren land. This is No Man's Land. Typically, gates in this area range from 28 to 40. And we're going to start to head in a kind of south direction now, towards where the water is. And if you do that, you can see the flag, which is showing up on the map. This flag is going to be the next waypoint. So this will be No Man's Land. Now we can't go any further from being here. There's the waypoint in front of us. If we carry on, we'll get to a dead end. We cannot get down here. If we look in a distance, you can see the Ice Castle, the Ice Palace and the Ice Land. You can jump off of there, and if you don't die, you're back here, but there's no way to get up there. So what we need to do now is we need to travel. Now again, I'm going to change my pocket watch to a level 1 just to save some gold. And I'm going to take this back towards Watertown. Now I've done that, I can change my pocket watch again. But unfortunately, by doing that, I'm going to be damaged. As you can see, I've just lost my health. I'm going to need to use a potion again. So, again, there are some quirks in the game in early access. The developers will be fixing these. And hopefully by the time you play, none of these things will be a problem. Okay, so back to the path that took us up to the Red Forest. We're going to take this again. But this time, we're going to go straight ahead or to the right slightly. You can see in the distance, there is the effects of the area that we're going to head to in a moment. But before we get there, we can see the tower that's in front of us. This is Benjamin Franklin's tower. You can take the portal to go up there. And if you've done the story mode, you will already have experienced that. Okay, so we're going to head up here to the left-hand side, just around this slope. And the slopes do really guide you because you can't go up them or across them, so you do have to go around them. And so this is like a little entryway here. It's like a little basin. You will find some gates in here, but also you're going to find another outpost. This is known as Whispers in the Forest. So Whispers in the Forest is another outpost that you can use. And this is just like a little bowl area here. As you can see, there is a lot of land that you can't traverse over. So we're just going to head back at this point. You can kind of see that rubber banding as well starting to kick in. So now we're going to head to the left. We're going to continue round. We're going to follow the path, sticking to the path. And we're going to head up towards what is known as Astrolabs. So this is all still at the Red Forest. And these gates are still around levels 1 to 22. Oh, lagging out a little bit there, but that's okay. So you can kind of see, if you look on the map here, how we're following this. And you can see the transparent areas. That's areas you can't go in. You can see there because of the high-rised area, we're not able to do that. So we're going to go up to this point here, which is as far as we can go. And we're going to go down this little area here. Now this kind of path, as you can see, this takes us to the next area. Now we can also come back on ourselves to the left, but there's no real reason for us to do that at the moment. There's nothing there. There might be some more gates and areas for you to explore. But we're just going to continue in a kind of north to northwest direction towards this next outpost. And this is known as Astrolabs. This is a halfway house between the Red Forest and the Wastelands. And you can kind of see that here from the Astrolabs remains and the outpost. So if we continue to follow this path, it's going to take us again through another winding kind of area that leads us out of the Red Forest now and into the Wastelands. Now the Wastelands, the gates are slightly higher. They range from level 18 to level 35. Using a speed up potion to try and get there quickly. And you'll now see we've got this green land underneath us, which we can use to identify the area that we're in. So we've now seen we've got the red land for the forest, the green land, which is now Wastelands, and we've got the barren land, which is kind of like sand for no man's land. Okay, so once here, I'll just take a moment to show you around. So this is kind of a bowl, a big bowl that you can see here. We can't get outside of this. You can come all the way up the right-hand side of this. But if you look over towards the middle, there's a lake. There's a lake pretty much in the middle. It's not this little tiny lake here, kind of a bigger one. This is where we're going to head towards, this main lake. And you'll know it because in the middle of the lake, there's kind of this kind of artifact, or this kind of structure. Now you cannot get up the side here, so you can only get up from this side or from this side. So we're going to head east. And actually, once we get to the east side, you'll see the next outpost. This is the outpost for the Wastelands. Okay, so now what we're going to do is head up the left-hand side. We're going to be heading south now. Up the left side of this lake. And once we get to the peak, I'll show you because you'll be able to see. And you don't actually need to be up there. I was just doing that to show you, to make it a bit easier to see. But we're going to be heading up this side here. We can just see there's kind of a ramp here that heads up. We're going to be heading up there. There's also some artifacts and things that you can see. This is where we come in. We come in through this side here. We followed it around up to this side. Now this, again, is that anomaly that you can see from all around the map. This is the Wastelands. I'm sure that will play a part in the story later on. But for now, we're going to leave the Wastelands. Again, levels 18 to 35 here. This is kind of the mid-game. And we're going to head up towards the Icy Wastes. So as you can see, we head up here. I'll just look behind us so you can see. Okay, you get that kind of scope now. You start to identify where we are, landmarks and things. Alright, so now we're in the ice area. We head to the right-hand side. This is very much like Watertown. This is another building with the Vendroids or the shops around it. This outpost, you can't travel here. You can use a town portal and it will take you back to Watertown. But if you come into here, you actually have to use the teleport or the waypoint, which here is the Icy Wastes. So activate that and then you can fast travel. And then you've got all of these Vendroids around here. Okay, so now we're going to come out of this area. And now we're going to head to the right. Okay, so as we head to the right here, you'll see it's very much a vast, open, barren land. We're going to follow it all the way up to the Ice Castle. And you'll be able to see that in a minute as we get a little bit closer. There we go, the Ice Palace up there in the distance. You can just kind of see the shards of ice that kind of show you that. So now we're going to head across the icy land. Now the dungeons and the gates here range from level 33 to level 44. So this is getting towards the end game. And you'll be able to see a lot of the materials and a lot of the things around here are much, much higher level. And in fact, if I just check this one out, you'll see here level 36 to level 40. So yeah, much, much higher levels here. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to head towards the kind of middle area here. You'll see this shop and it appears as an icon. And if you follow this up, you'll kind of see we need to traverse upwards and we need to go vertically now. So you'll be able to use these kind of flames as a guide. This lets you know you're heading in that kind of right direction. So we're going to just head up here. And you'll see this kind of weaves around. And again, you can kind of see these paths here. You can follow those like those flames. They will guide you and lead you here. But you'll see the way we've come across here. Now we're going to head up. There's another flame here. Again, we can use that as a marker. And then as we head around, now we're inside. Okay, so now we can see we need to head up. This is quite a labyrinth, and when you first do this, you'll get confused. You may go the wrong way, you may fall down, but just head towards these flames and you'll be absolutely fine. You'll have to head up along the outside as well as on the inside as well. But now we're going to head towards this middle area here. And as we do this, we start to head inside. You'll see there's some more here. We head up. Use one of those speed potions. Okay, you'll start to find some gates in here. Now, these are going to be higher level gates. These are 42 to 47 here. Again, starting to get a lot higher. We're heading towards the Icy Castle now. So now we're in the Icy Castle. And you'll see here another flame. So now what we're going to do is we're going to head towards the top of the Icy Castle. Now, bearing in mind the Icy Castle are levels 40 to 58. Levels 40 to 58. You've got to be careful you don't fall off here. Follow this up now around the outside. Again, following those flames, they're going to take us all the way to the top. And once you get to the top, you're going to see the final outpost. It's just here in front of you. This is the Icy Castle outpost. Now, if I turn around here, you'll be able to see These are the shards which almost look like a crown. These are the shards which look like a crown, and this is the kind of the end gate area. Now you can head around the back of this, and there are things around the back. There's also a really good interactive map that I'm going to post in the description that's going to help you navigate and find your way around. But this is pretty much the top. This is the last area that you will come to. Again, you can kind of work your way all the way up here and get a really nice view over Time's End once you get there. But that's it. That's the map at the moment, the open world, and everything that you kind of need to see and experience and how you can move around. And you can now use those waypoints to be able to fast travel. Just remember to use that level 1 pocket watch when you do so. Alright, and that gives us the ability to come right up to here. One of the highest points here. And so now we can see everything. I'm just going to remove the map. So from behind us you can see here is the Ice Castle. In front of us we can see we have the icy just the icy area. You can see over there we have the Red Forest. We also have No Man's Land. We can also see over here we have the Wastelands. And then right over in the distance we can just kind of see we've got Watertown. And that's it. That's kind of everything that you need to know about the current map and what you can explore for Big Time. Enjoy.